So a few months back, I made a video titled Using an iPhone 4S in 2017, and you guys seemed to like that video because it got over 100,000 views, so thank you for that. So I figured if a video like that'll go popular, I figured this one is going to be popular also, right? So may as well take advantage of the opportunity to make the video using an iPhone 5S in 2017. So I've been using this phone as my daily driver for the last one and a half days, I'd say, and I'm really surprised. This phone came out, I think, in 2013 or 2014, I think. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But for a phone that came out in 2013, the performance on this thing is absolutely amazing. It's still running the latest version of iOS 10. If I go into Settings, General, and About, you can see here it's on iOS 10.3.3. This is actually a beta, and it's still running extremely smooth. So 10.3.3 beta 5, and the software performance is blow away. So let's go ahead and do some speed tests and performance tests, just stuff that you would do day to day, and just to show you that this phone is not an outdated phone at all. In fact, right now you can probably get this phone for around $100, and the performance of this thing, considering it's all the way updated on the latest version of iOS, this is a really great deal if you're picking up your first smartphone right now. So let's clear out all the apps in the background and let's do some speed tests. So let's open up Weather. You can see there, loads up really fast. You barely see that loading screen, and then it loads the information in the app right away. Let's try it again. Let's load an app like Camera. You can see there, it takes a little bit of time to load the image on screen. On the iPhone 7 Plus, for example, it will load instantaneously, but still, 1 second of wait time for a phone that's worth $100, I'd say that's a pretty good deal. Let's try the App Store, so a bit of a heavier application. So loading, and then it loads the first page there. Most of this is based on the internet also, so if you have a newer phone like the 7 or 7 Plus, you're going to see loading times just because that's based on the speed of your Wi-Fi. There is a bit of a slower Wi-Fi chip, I believe, in this phone, but nothing too slow that's going to affect your day-to-day usage. So let's open up a whole bunch of apps here like Twitter, Safari, Music, Mail. You can see there, as soon as I open it and I hit the home button, it goes right back to the home screen with 0 frame drops in the animations. I'm really surprised. This thing has an A7 chip, so a bit of an older chip, and it is an older device, and yet you're not losing any frames in your animations here. I can open up all these apps and go back to the home screen very quickly, and even when I jump into the app switcher, you can see there, I don't lose any frames in the animations. You can clear them out very fast. If you watched my iPhone 4S video using an iPhone 4S in 2017, you may remember that the frame rate loss was awful and the animations were slow and the performance was awful, but I'm really impressed with this iPhone 5S in 2017. The fact that Apple has been able to optimize this phone for such great performance, and it was released back in 2013, it was really impressive. So let's run over the history of the iPhone 5S. I always like doing this just to remember what it was like back in the day. So the iPhone 5S was the first phone to introduce the Touch ID fingerprint scanner. It does have the first generation Touch ID scanner, but as you can see here in my speed test, it is pretty fast. It'll get the job done. It was the first phone to introduce a gold color on iPhones. I have the space gray color here, but it was the first iPhone to introduce gold. And when the iPhone 5S first went on sale online, the gold color sold out in about 30 seconds. So it was really hard to get your hands on a gold iPhone. It was the first iPhone that introduced some really neat camera features such as slow-mo and time-lapse. So kind of a feature that Apple could have enabled on older iPhones like the iPhone 5 at the time, but this was kind of a selling feature of the iPhone 5S, the fact that the camera could do 120 frames per second slow-mo. And the performance on this guy is the A7 CPU. The big selling point of this iPhone is that the A7 is the first Apple device that uses a 64-bit architecture in the CPU. Now this is pretty important because the performance of this phone is incredible, and you've seen that throughout this entire video. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing gets updates for at least the next 2 or 3 years. It's definitely going to be seeing iOS 11, and it's probably going to see iOS 12 and maybe iOS 13 in the future. So really impressed with the iPhone 5S. Definitely worth it in 2017 if you're buying a first phone, or if you're low on a budget, or if you want just a secondary backup phone like me. This phone is definitely a great deal in 2017. The performance is amazing, it's fast, it's fluid, and the thing I like, it's very small and portable here. In fact, it's The design is so nice. Apple actually made the iPhone SE under this exact same design because the iPhone 5S had such a nice design. So yeah, that is the iPhone 5S in 2017. I'd say it is definitely worth it for the price that you can pick up one of these guys here. I think in Canada I paid about 150 bucks. So in the US you could definitely pick this up for under 100 bucks. All right guys, that does it for me. Drop a like on this video. Tell me in the comments what you think. Are you using iPhone 5S? Tell me in the comments below. Tell me how the performance is. All right guys, that does it for me. Thank you for watching. My name is Mike and I'll see you in the next video.